Anna, we love you. We love you, Anna. One more time, rise around the world and help me welcome our upline, the one and only Dato, Sri Vijay Eswaran. Recon 2021, Dato Sri Vijay Eswaran.
Welcome home. Welcome home, Recon. Welcome home, Pune, Casablanca, Russia, Hyderabad, Khartoum, Mumbai, Tanzania, Ghana, Kento, Gujarat, Pakistan, Sudan, Sri Lanka, Kerala, Abidjan, Côte d'Ivoire, Mysore, Chennai, India, Delhi, Uganda, and to all my brothers and sisters across the world. Qatar, Doha, Saudi Arabia, Indonesia, Indonesia luar biasa. All right. Thank you. Thank you. I love you all. So, today we come to the final day, and it's important that you carry a message when you leave. Recon is a life-changing experience. And just now, you heard my brother Japa talk about changing your thinking. And that is fundamentally so important. If you change the way you think, you change the direction you are moving, and you change your destiny. Everything happens here. As Japa pointed out, someone sitting in first class is not there because he is any different from you physically, but he is tremendously different from you here mentally. Everything begins with thought. What you think, so you become. Everything begins with thought. And from thought, it goes to word. What you think, you say. And from word, it goes to action. So from thought to word, word to action. And from action, when you do it every day, it becomes habit. So from thought to word, word to action, action becomes habit. From your habit rises your character. Out of habit, your character is developed. And from your character defines your destiny. So let's look at the connection from thought to word, word to action, action to habit, habit to character, and character to destiny. So what does that mean? It means from your thought, your destiny is defined. From your thought, as you think, so you become. So this is your single most powerful weapon. Each and every one of you are born with this. Using it is up to you. And the essential difference between you and the people in first class, as Japa says, is simply this. It's simply this. From their attitude, from their thinking, they have defined their attitude, which has led them to a destiny. Now, it is up to you to change your thinking. You came into Recon with one set of thinking, with one mindset. You need to leave a different person. Whether you are in the same hall, whether you're in the same room, does not matter. The person who came to Recon must die in order for the new person to be born. You need to leave Recon as a new person, as a new man or a new woman. Physically, no one can tell anything different about you, but mentally, you have been reborn. And that is the fundamental change that needs to happen. That is the magic of Recon. In every place in life, in every experience that we go through, there's one thing that defines us. Every experience can leave us either bitter or better. The choice is yours. You can either be bitter if it is a bad experience or a good one. It needs to leave you better if you decide it so. This entire journey of life has an opportunity in it at every single doorway, at every single level. And it is up to you to change this around. Is it going to be easy? No. As I said yesterday, nothing in life that is worthwhile is ever easy. So, is it going to be easy? No. But is it going to be worthwhile? That's the question you must ask yourself. Are you going to go back into the lives that you are leading? Are you going to go back into the lives that you left to come to Wecon? Or you're going to say, no more. Today I change. Today I am reborn. Today I take my destiny into my own hands. That's a choice you can make. If you are sitting here today and you have a roof above your heads, you have family that you love and that you are able to see and meet, you have food on the table, then you are already better off than the great majority of people on this planet. You are blessed. But being blessed has one unfortunate downside. And the downside is you take things for granted. You start looking for the easy road. You start looking for an easier way to get things done. You start looking for shortcuts. The problem with shortcuts, my dear friends, is that every shortcut comes with a price. And the price in a shortcut you pay later. Now in this business, you have an opportunity to take control of your life. But is it easy? No. If someone tells you it's easy, then they are lying. Because for every one of the leaders that you have heard and who have come up and spoken to you over the last couple of days, they will tell you of their challenges. Everyone had challenges. Everyone went through difficult times. Everyone was reborn. They came in a different person and left a totally renewed person. So the only thing I can tell you is, life is not easy, Baba. As I said, you are blessed. You are sitting in chairs. You are comfortable. You are looking. You got food, to eat. You got a roof above your head. You have some family. You have some friends. That means you are better off than a great majority of people. That means there are 10 people out there who would die to be in your shoes. But are you grateful? Do you recognize how precious it is to be in this situation? That you have a chance to fight back. That you have a chance to change your life. That you have a chance to change the direction of your life. The one thing I can tell you is that each and every one of you have people that depend upon you. That's why you are here. The fact of the matter is there are people who depend upon you and there are people that you are responsible for. And the reason you are here is you're simply not satisfied with your life as it is. It's not enough. You know, deep down inside of you, you know that there is better and higher and nobler purpose. You know you can achieve more. You know you have the potential. But knowing is not enough. Doing is everything. So I will take this moment to set our minds in the right direction, to show you a day in the life of a fisherman. A simple video where we're talking about the day in the life of a fisherman. And this fisherman, he basically just makes a very meager living. We're not talking about mansions and palaces and planes. We're talking of him making a few dollars a day so he can feed his family. And in order for him to do that, the risks that he has to take. I saw this video about 10, maybe 15 years ago. And I saw it as I was walking through a certain exhibition. And it just totally mesmerized me. The thing that I felt when this video ended is that I was so immensely grateful for who I was and for the fact that I was not him. But there are so many like him. And sometimes we need to come down to ground zero. Sometimes we need to feel the earth under our feet and recognize there is so much more that we could do. So let's take this moment to look at the life of a fisherman. This fisherman in Cambodia. People out there, I'm saying to you, change your lives. Just to the 100 people out there, I'm saying to you, change your lives. The rest of you, sit down, sit down. You are here for entertainment. This is like a movie, so you're relaxed. Don't stand up. But for those of you who want to change your lives, who are hungry for success, I'm saying to you, get up. Who is the 100 people who will follow me? Where is the 100 people? Can I see you tonight? Tonight is the night that you have to decide. Tonight is the night that you make the decision to change your life. Tonight is the night that you bury the old you. Tonight is the night that you walk away a new person, born again. Tonight, your life changes. And that's the reason you are here today. The person in front of you, the person by the side of you, these people do not define your future. You are traveling your own private, individual path. You need to be successful. You need to be successful. Otherwise, the whole purpose of you being here, of taking birth, being alive, is wasted. You know that you have the potential to be successful. You know it in your heart that you can do this. You have to stop letting others steal your dreams. You have to learn to spread your wings and fly. You know the thing about nature? Nature has some very unique animals. Please, relax, sit. Nature has some very unique animals, among which you have the bumblebee and the hummingbird. See, the unique thing about the bumblebee is that it is not meant to fly. The bumblebee, basically, the wings of the bumblebee cannot lift the body. The body is not aerodynamic. So the bumblebee technically cannot take off from the ground. Any aeronautical engineer looking at the design of the bumblebee will tell you it will not fly. It's not supposed to fly. The wings are too weak and puny. But you see, the problem is no one told the bumblebee that. No one told the bumblebee that it cannot fly. And because it doesn't know that, it flies. every time it flies. So very simply put, whether it's the bumblebee or the hummingbird, birds fly against the laws of physics. Birds fly because no one tells them they cannot. You have to decide whether the wings that you were born with can be put to use, or you're going to keep crawling for the rest of your life. That's a decision you have to make. You were born with wings. Why are you crawling? Are you with me, guys? Your mind is your greatest weapon. It is your greatest gift. And yet, it is your greatest enemy. It is up to you whether you are going to make it into your greatest gift so you can soar above the clouds, or you are going to be in the prison of your mind. So your mind is going to make you fly, or it's going to imprison you. Now it's entirely up to you. The mind needs work. The mind is easily diverted. The mind gets distracted in an instant. You have to basically remember, be focused, and control your impulses. If you truly want success, nothing else can stand in your way. If you truly want success, you cannot be stopped by anyone. If you allow it, there will be a dream and instant that will pull you away. Everybody's comments can pull you away. Somebody doesn't make it, can deflate you. You are lost before you even start. But if you decide, you will go against the odds. You will change the course of your life. You will make your dreams eventually come true. And that is a decision you need to make. The mind of the warrior is a very important lesson. When you look at the warriors of this world, whether it is the Cherokee warriors, the Apache warriors, the Native American Indians, the Gurkhas on the hill slopes of the Himalayas, the Tuareg Bedouins who travel across the desert. Any one of these, including the ultimate samurai warriors of Japan. The one thing that defines how a warrior goes into battle and everyone else, the psychology of the warrior is, he looks at the fact, he looks up at the sky, he says, I'm going to battle today. Today is a good day to die. Now, once he accepts that, today is a good day to die, then what can defeat him? So imagine the worst that can happen to you, accept it, embrace it, and go into battle. For truly, life is a battlefield. We are all in a battlefield. And it is the way of the warrior that we need to follow and emulate, that we need to basically learn from. So if you look at all of these warriors, they have one similar prayer. They look up to God, to the sky, to nature, and they simply say, today is a good day to die. The instant they say that, victory is already theirs. Now you need to ask yourself, nothing is certain anyway. You cannot guarantee that you will be here tomorrow. It is only your arrogance that tells you you'll be here tomorrow or the next week or the following month. It is your ego, your pride and arrogance that makes you plan holidays next year. Because you do not know when your time is up. Now, if you come to terms with that, then every day counts. So I'm going to show you now another little video about the mind of a samurai, a warrior who learns to control his mind, learns to overcome his mind, learns to focus, because his mind is his greatest distraction. His mind is his greatest enemy. So if the mind sees something, it becomes real. If the mind does not see it, that too becomes real. So this little story of a samurai and a fly captured my imagination many years ago. And even today, I can look at it and learn. I can look at it and be inspired. I got Patman to look at it some years ago.
Yes, Ane. I think
Samurai and the Fly. You remember, Patman?
Yes, Ane. I think the crowd is gonna love this video, and most importantly, the message you just explained, Ane.
So the video that turned Patman into a samurai warrior, into the code of Bushido. This video now you are getting to share. This video now is going to change you into a warrior. It's my hope, my prayer. The rest is in your hands. Let us watch the samurai and the fly. Look at your mind. Your mind is your greatest enemy or your best friend. When you do not discipline yourself, your mind becomes your master. But when you learn to discipline and focus, then you master the mind. And this is the true secret. It's not anybody out there that's going to destroy you. You have no enemies out there who can destroy you. You don't have anyone out there who has the power to destroy you unless you give that power to him. Your mind, however, that can be your greatest enemy. And your life begins when you decide to say no to your fears and say no to your temptations and desires and anything that pulls you out of your path. When you learn to say no, your life changes. When you learn to discipline your mind, then your path actually will open up. That's as simple as that. And you know this. If you take a look at history, the greatest warriors, Alexander the Great, Salahuddin, Napoleon, any single one of them, Genghis Khan, the one thing that you can see and look up to, admire and respect is their discipline, their self-discipline. In today's world, nothing has changed. Even my own personal heroes, such as Mahatma Gandhi, Martin Luther King, Nelson Mandela, Mother Teresa. They were not great generals, but they were great because they were disciplined. And in their discipline, their strength grew. So it is up to you whether you are going to make the changes that you need, go out of here with an attitude that is that of a warrior, and let no one steal your dreams. Are you with me? Are you with me? Shall we do some Q&A, Padman?
Yes, and we have some exciting questions. I have your warriors here, David and Sati.
All right.
We'll start with Mr. Sharma, all the way from Delhi.
Mr. Sharma.
Yes, Dato Sri. Namaste, Dato Sri.
Namaste.
This question is from Marshall Penne in Cameroon. Okay. My question is, sometimes I feel like some people in my network and even some prospects that follow me are far better than me as a person. And I don't have much to teach them anymore for them to grow or to join me. I lack confidence to lead them effectively because I feel I'm not useful to them. What's the advice you could give me, Dato Sri?
David.
Yes, Dato Sri.
Is this a question that you and I have not discussed before?
Many a time, Dato Sri. It goes back to the book someone wrote.
Number one, you do not need to be, more intelligent or better or more creative or more anything than the people that you lead. Being a leader means actually the greatest leaders, and you know this, David, are those who can surround themselves with people who are sharper, smarter, and better than them. And that's as simple as that. The greatest networkers have simply the better downlines. People who are sharper, more intelligent, more brilliant. The ability to bring people together does not take intelligence, does not take skills, all it takes is common sense, honesty, integrity, and leadership. Now, leadership is not something that falls into your lap. It's something that you keep on doing every day, and you get better at it as you go. So there's absolutely no reason why you need to find people. It's a little dumb to judge people based on their intelligence or skill sets. They get better because of you. And it's up to you to make this happen. Are you with me, David?
Yes, Dato Sri. But I feel like, I believe many people lack the self-confidence. What's the advice would you give to...
Don't believe in yourself, believe in him. There are no flaws in the master plan. If he thinks you can lead, why are you questioning him? You are there in that particular place in your life because that is the space where you can grow ultimately and where your best potential can be reached. Now, the journey itself is within you, nothing to do with them. Trust in him. Trust in him, and the path will open up. Ultimately, never judge a book by its cover. Sometimes the most powerful networkers have been the simplest people, and you know this, David Kiran.
Yes, Dato Sri. Yes, of course.
In my own experience, some of my most powerful networkers have been housewives, school teachers, bus drivers. In fact, one of the most phenomenal networkers of all time, who I happen to look up to and consider my mentor, was a truck driver. So by what definition would you think that people need to be smarter or cleverer or better than you? You are the upline. Lead.
Thank you.
Are you with me?
Thank you, Dato Sri.
Yes. The next.
Yes, Dato Sri, is a question from Shakshi from Mumbai.
Yes.
I have made my goal list and dream list, but it doesn't give me the kick enough to go all out. How do I discover the real dream?
So, Sati.
Yes, Dato Sri.
You and I also have had this conversation before, I think.
Yes, Dato Sri.
Okay. Your dream list is not what inspires you the most. Ultimately, we all have different reasons that drive us, right? And the desire can come from a burning desire from within, or what, Sati?
Compelling reason and a sense of urgency.
Compelling reason outside, right? So sense of urgency comes later. So the question here is, would you like to make a difference to the planet you are in? Forget your dream list for a moment. Perhaps it's possible that you could build a school or build a hospital. But I'll tell you one of the most powerful reasons I can give you. When you need the money, that moment you will be willing to beg. You will try to beg, borrow, or steal that money. And why do you need it? Usually, you need it when someone else is in trouble. When you're standing outside the intensive care unit, and today, in this time of pandemic, having no money for your loved ones can be your biggest nightmare. Are you with me?
Yes, that's it.
So there are many reasons why you need to be independent and free. It's not just about cars and yachts and planes or mansions in the sky. Those things don't count. But first thing is financial freedom means you can help the people who need to be helped. Is that not worth it?
Yes.
So if you're not doing it for yourself, do it for others. Are you with me, Sadi?
Yes, Dato Sri.
Dato Sri, sorry.
Yes.
Dato Sri, this is a question from Muhammad Sharif from Western Australia. How to resolve upline and downline issues? And if Dato Sri can advise me how I can do it at a faster pace.
How do you solve? Confront. If you're having issues, they're probably simply because there's a lack of confrontation. Ultimately, you need to be able to sit across from them and talk to them. Communication or the lack of communication kills networks. So, in my opinion, the best and most effective way of building leadership is sit down and talk. You know, whether it's upline or downline issues, it's a lack of understanding. It's a lack of communication. So basically, you know, there are many rules to this, but if you pick up, there's a book called 2 Minutes from the Abyss. Yes?
Yes.
Someone might have written it. And in there, there's a whole segment that talks about confrontation. Confronting is the best way to avoid conflict, as opposed to us basically letting things blow out of proportion, deal with the issues as they crop up. And that's probably the best way to deal with upline, downline issues. Do you know a better way, Sati?
No, Dato Sri.
So it's downline, upline issues are going to come up all the time. And it's best to deal with it when it's a tiny problem. Get rid of the small problems and the big ones will take care of themselves. All right?
Thank you, Dato Sri.
Dato Sri, this is from Suyash Mukun from Pune.
Pune. Suyash Mukun. Ji.
I'm just 21 years old. And at this age, most of my friends and people around me don't believe me that I have something big in my hand. Also, most of my friends haven't decided what to do next in life. Please tell me how to tackle this situation.
At 21, the fact is, right now, you would be a centennial, so to speak. And it is always hard to start at a younger age, but it is also your greatest advantage. Now, if you do not allow defeat, do not allow objections, do not allow rejections to get in your way, then you will learn. It's simply a matter of being able to get up again and try, and get up again and try, and get up again and try, and get up again and try. Inevitably, you will learn. Now, if you want to become a badminton player and play for India today, you think it will happen overnight? You think it will happen overnight? No. But if you are prepared to pay the price, it can happen. So, in your heart, you say, I will do this. I will do this because I will not live the life of others around me. I will do this because I will learn to fly. I will do this because my life is in my hands. Are you with me?
Yes, Dato Sri.
Yes?
Yes, Dato
Thank
Sri.
you. Yes, I can see him. He's very excited. Good.
Dato Sri, this question is from Dabalina, Nigeria. How to
Dabalina from Nigeria.
Yes, Dato Sri. How do I bring myself from a job mindset to a network marketing mindset?
Basically, you have to change from from being a slave into starting to be a master. Essentially, in a job mindset, you are a slave. Your boss decides what you do. In network marketing, you become the master of your destiny. Now, what that means is also that you cannot rely on a 9-to-5 existence anymore. You work around the clock. When you work 9 to 5, the clock tells you when to go home. When you're networking, you never stop. So first thing you have to do, you have to decide whether you love what you do. And when you love what you do, then every day becomes a holiday. So learn to go on holiday, because that's what networkers do. Every single day, we have fun. If you don't have fun doing what you do, then every day becomes work. Whether you are working for someone or working at home, it doesn't matter. The instant you love what you do, it's not work anymore. Yes?
Exactly, Dato Sri. So very true. Thank you, Dato Sri.
Dato Sri, Bhavik Kaltia wants to know on what basis, qualities and characteristics do you choose V partners?
First of all, the choice of V partners is something that's based primarily on leadership, on integrity and ethics, and their love for mankind, so to speak. Rhythm is our basis. Rhythm is why we are here. So it's not just about performance or having the biggest check. It's about being able to carry out our vision, to carry out our legacy. So they need to actually believe in what we believe in, which is to ultimately to serve, to lead. So V partners learn first to serve. And all the V partners at some point or another have worked in service, have worked, basically in VCons, you will see V partners not just sitting in sofas and chairs. They are always, in motion everywhere. And in the process of becoming V partners, they are all in service. I think the finest thing that defines a V partner is his ability to be in service. Do you agree with that?
100%, Dato Sri.
Dato Sri, this question is from Vaidishwari, India. In this times of in this time of COVID pandemic, I have some of my downlines who feel that life is more important than business and want to spend more time with their family, and therefore they become inactive. What's the advice you could give me to talk to these people?
So basically they're saying, let my family feed me so I don't have to feed my family. Is that right?
Something along those lines, yes, that's true.
Basically they're saying, my family is feeding me, so therefore let me stay home and be comfortable and let my family keep on feeding me. Now, if you ever want to think of the fact, somebody in your family put the roof up on your heads. Somebody in your family is putting food on the table. Somebody in your family, whether it was your grandfather or your father, has built a shelter under which you are living. There has to come a time where you need to carry your own family and have your own independence, build your own shelter. And in fact, you need to invite your family under your shelter. If you have that kind of a dream, then you'll get off your butt and go to work. Now, here's the other thing. You don't decide when you leave this planet. He does. So, sitting here thinking that, you can be safe without having to work would be arrogance. Does that answer your question?
Yes, Dato Sri, very well. Thank you.
Does that make sense to you, David?
Of course it does. Thank you, Dato Sri.
Dato Sri, this is from Paul Ghana. My son
Paul from Ghana.
Yes. My son,
Yes.
my son Kester is 6 years old. His dream was to always become a lawyer. But now, he changed his mind and wants to become a footballer because they are much richer than lawyers. What do I tell him?
Don't worry, he will change his mind 10 more times before he is 20. So, in another 6 months, he might want to be an astronaut. Before that, or after that, he might want to be something else. And, you know, the blessings of God, he might want to be a networker one day. As long as he doesn't want to be a politician, you know, God bless him. Now, please don't sit here waiting for your son at the age of 6. You know, what you need to be doing, my friend, is monkey see, monkey do. Let him look at what you are. Be proud of who you are, and then want to be who you are. Does that make sense?
Thank you, Dato Sri.
Dato Sri, this question is from Amrita Ranjan, Pune, India.
Mm-hmm.
How long do you believe, in your opinion, Dato Sri, it will take for our industry, the network marketing industry, to be accepted as a mainstream business? And is it something you feel is necessary, is compulsory? Will it be compulsory?
Let me put it to you this way, all right? It's not about the fact that it is not mainstream today. It is mainstream in many countries around the world. It is mainstream even where I live right now. It's mainstream in the United States. It represents literally $200 billion around the world in terms of trade, and is recognized in many countries across the world. However, it just so happens where you are right now, they are still struggling to catch up. So it's a leap forward, you know. So let me put it to you this way. When do you think women will have equality in India? Can you answer me that? So India, or in many other parts of the world, in the third world, we are actually catching up. But you know what's the good thing here? The good thing here is to know that your children, the millennials, the centennials, the Gen Alpha, they don't think like you. Don't allow yourself to be defined by how your grandparents think. Look at your children, because they are the future. They don't have caste, culture, gender issues. They don't look at life the way you do, and they love the environment more than you do. And believe me, they will take to network marketing like a fish to water. So the future is with the children. And when that happens, then, as I've always said before, when India awakens, the planet will tremble. Did you see that, Batman?
Yes, Anna. In Taj Konimara, Anna, you made the statement for the first time at the event. Remember, Anna?
Yes, I do.
And we have used that statement thousands of times. And I believe, Anna, not only when India awakens, the world will tremble or the planet will tremble. I believe today, the name QNet has caused the planet to tremble. In every country, Africa, everywhere. Today, you have built a company. And I don't know how to say this, I actually get irritated when people package us in the network marketing industry, because I don't think the company you build, the main intent was to expand the network marketing industry. You're using it as a vehicle, as a modality. I still remember in Malaysia, in Shah Alam, when you went up on stage and you said you and Japa were looking for a business model that would help anyone, regardless of race, religion, creed. That whether somebody in any corner of the world would benefit from your company. And that was when you and Japa chose this great industry. So I think QNet is not only a network marketing company, Ane. I think it's a company focused on raising mankind, on raising others, and giving equal opportunity to somebody in a small village in Africa or New York City. And that's the vision you built over the last 23 years. And I just want to say it's unbelievable. And after this weekend, the world will tremble. I promise you, the world will tremble.
So, the one thing I'll tell you about networking is that we don't need language. The most powerful language in networking, whether you're 21 years old or whether you are 51 or 71, the most powerful language in networking is simply the language of love. So when you go out there and you talk to the people, making them understand that you are here to raise them so that together we can simply raise mankind. That is the objective. Now, I know it sounds, pretty corny to say this. It sounds like a press statement. But the fact of the matter is, for the last 23 years, this is what we have always believed in. And we have built for 23 years in this fashion, that we will raise each other and we'll keep on raising each other. We will be here for each other. So ultimately, we can raise the whole of mankind. And that's our purpose. So we will keep on doing that. Let others laugh because we are different. But we will look at them and laugh because they're all the same. Adnan,
Yes, Ane?
can we do a video?
Yes, of course, Ane. We love your videos.
So here's a simple video, one that I saw many years ago when I went to attend the Commonwealth Forum. It was shown there. It was made by Telecoms Italia, Italian Telecoms. And it's amazing that this was made by Italian telecoms and not, by any other nation here in Asia or India. But it's the Italians who chose this modality. And they chose Mahatma Gandhi. And what they were showing is that if Gandhi had the tools of today, the technology of today, because when Gandhi lived, he basically wore a loincloth, and the only way that you could hear his message was by word of mouth. Radio was something that was limited to maybe one radio in every village. There was no television to speak of, no social media to speak of. And yet his message carried across the world. 300 million people stood up. 300 million people listened when he spoke. That is incredibly powerful, making him among the greatest networkers in the history of mankind. He was not a politician. He was not a general. He had no position. He was not a billionaire. He was not a businessman. He had no title to speak of. And in a loincloth, he conquered the hearts of millions across the world, wherever he went. And in this little advertisement by Italian telecoms. It is so beautiful. They show that how technology would have made Gandhi even more miraculous. How it would have made Gandhi into the greatest mover of mankind had that technology been present. Today, we have that technology. Today, we can all emulate this great man. But let's take a moment to take a look at this amazing, amazing vision put together by Italians for the rest of the world to see. I give you Mahatma Gandhi.
If you want to give him a message, it must be a message of love. It must be a message of truth. I want to capture your hearts. Let your hearts act in unison with what I am saying. I shall finish my work. A friend asked yesterday, did I believe in one word? How can I possibly do other? Of course, I believe in one word.
What you have are tools that he never had. At your fingertips, you have the whole world. There's absolutely no reason why you cannot, in your own way, make a difference. Making a difference is the one reason you are here today. Making a difference is the reason you are alive. Making a difference should be enough. It should be your burning desire to make a difference before you die. Make a difference, people. Because this man, with a fraction of the technology that you have, simply did that. He made a difference. So, Padman, shall we move on?
Yeah, no, we have three more questions, and one from David Ma, and then after that one from Sati, and one from either one of them.
Okay, none from you.
I have, after this finish, I have a question.
Okay, let's go.
Dato say this is from Christine, Uganda. I've been in the business for 12 years. I have not yet maxed out. I've been trying, but I never grow. It always keeps collapsing when it starts. I see so many others who come after me, surpass me. I sometimes want to quit. I no longer know how to do it because nothing seems to be working for me. What should I do?
This is not a business. For you, you could be doing it for another 12 years if you do not learn to understand that this must be like breathing air for you. For those people who are surpassing you, for them, this is much more than a business. To make it truly successful, you have to put your heart and mind and soul into it. But if you're not putting your heart and mind and soul, what are you doing? This is the reason why you draw breath every day. This is a gift, in a sense. If you have another 100 days to live, how will you live your life? Will it change? Will you put much more impact into it? Will you work twice as hard? Will you burn both ends of the candle? Will you go out there and struggle? This business functions when you have a sense of urgency. And now if you look at the people who surpass you, their sense of urgency is higher. And that's all it is, a sense of urgency. Now, if you're asking me how to get a sense of urgency, I'll say to you very simply, live as if today is your last. Plan for 100 years, as Mahatma Gandhi says, but live as if today is your last. And that will change everything, including what you do in this business.
Thank you, Dato.
Is that good enough? Thank you.
Dato Sri, this is from
Yeah.
Amil, and his question is, Dato Sri and Chief keep talking about purpose, about goals. And my goal was to give my mother the best. Unfortunately, she has passed away, and I can't figure out how I can manage this vacuum and compose myself. You see, my mom was the person who lifted me up always when I was down. And now that she's dead, I feel I'm lost. Help me, Dato Sri.
Just because your mother has left her physical body does not mean she's not around. Does she still not want the best for you? Would you not want the same for those that you love? If the simple fact that you have passed away destroys the people around you, the people that you love, is that something that you want? Your mother would want the best of you and the best for you right now. If she could be here with you and see you, to what you say, what you're saying right now would be quite disappointing. Don't you agree? Every mother I know wants the best for her children. And the fact that she's not here physically does not mean she is not watching you or not being able to be with you. She's right there. Now is the time to live your life so that you know that others can look at you and say, you are your mother's son. That is the greatest pride you can give your mother, I would imagine. Padman?
So true, Ane. I completely agree. Thank you, Ane, for that answer. Ane, I have a question which I've been asked many times as I traveled the world from leaders. And a lot of them are amazed. And I don't know whether it will sound right, but you will understand the intent. They always ask, why is Dato Sri and Japa still here after they have achieved so much? Most founders and most big corporate leaders would have a finish line where they retire or they change their direction or start a new project. And why are you and Japa still here doing this? You have never missed a VCon. You have never missed an opportunity, even at your inconvenience, to address us, to meet us sometimes in a coffee shop in Dubai or Malaysia. Why, why?
Well, if the purpose of us doing what we are doing, the purpose of starting this company, the purpose was money, then we would have achieved it a long time ago and the story would be over. But if the purpose of earning that money was so that we could do what we are doing right now, that changes everything. So for us, the money only made it possible for us to do what we are doing right now. This is what we truly love. This is our purpose. This is simply the purpose for which we came to this planet and for which we will, keep on doing every single day. This fulfills us. You are the reason. And if we can uplift and raise you, then it makes our lives well lived. So, thank you.
Thank you, Ane. On behalf of all of them watching you, Ane, thank you so much to you and Japa. And the next question, Ane, I think even Giri asked it last time. A lot of people used to ask me. And I think today the people watching also have this question. One leader asked me, Ane, you sign people up, a lot of people. And some succeed and some don't succeed. Not necessarily fail, Ane, because they still get a fantastic product from QNet, which they can use. And the leader said, how do you avoid the guilt of those who don't succeed that you brought in, Ane?
Basically, I think it's very important to recognize this. Everybody has a different journey. You cannot travel for them. You cannot carry them on your back. They have to make their journey by themselves. And each journey is different. Some of us are faster, some of us are not. If you ask a teacher, your best students represent maybe 10% of the class, so are you feeling guilty for the other 90? That would be silly. She does the best that she can with the class every time. The 10% will always be there. The 10% of the class who are the brainiest and who score all the A's will always be there. But her job is to uplift everybody, to teach everybody to the best of her ability. That's what makes her into who she is. Now, why would she need to feel the guilt? Effort is yours. So the effort is the only thing that you can be responsible for. Insofar as I'm concerned, I give 110%. And I give it to the best of my ability. Now the rest depends on him. The rest is up to him. And the rest is up to you. Does that answer your question?
Very much, Ane, very much. Ane, today we spoke about ISB on stage. We shared with them. And I shared the story of being on the cruise with you and Japa. And I was a young networker. I saw you and Japa in such high esteem. And I remember being totally confused why you were carrying bags and checking people in until I think 2-3 in the morning, Ane, when we completed the check-in. And you didn't have any hesitation to come down to that level to do what was needed. And that was when I fell in love with this philosophy of service above self. How do you connect service above self to somebody who's chasing their dreams financially, to become financially free? How do we connect it in a very practical way to a networker who may not see it the way you see it or I see it or Japa sees it?
Well, in our culture, we regard guests, any guest, as God. So serving a guest is like serving God. So anybody who comes into our home or is, an opportunity to serve him, if you see, ultimately, everybody that we see around us are his children. And when we serve his children, we serve him. So it's not at all an issue of us serving any one particular person. We are always serving him. And if you see God in everyone around you, what's the problem in picking up luggage or anything else? So it's a very simple philosophy, but one that is common throughout Asia and the Middle East. always guess this God. Hence, when you came to the cruise and we are the host, ultimately, we are serving you to serve him. Does that make sense?
Yes, and how would I explain that when I remember you told me, your downlines, you must learn the concept of being in service to them. Now, a lot of people don't understand what that means. Be in service to your downlines. People think it's pampering them, or people think it's coming from a position of weakness, like bowing down. And I remember you told me, servant leadership doesn't mean being meek or weak. Being in service doesn't mean you are bowing down and serving coffee. People always misunderstand that concept. I wanted you to expound to your downlines.
You just saw this beautiful video of Gandhi. And this is Italians who are now talking about him and using him as an example. It's amazing. But Gandhi affected the whole world. He spent his life in service. But what is so powerful about him is he didn't rule people through fear or power. He ruled them through love. It's simple as that. Through service. His whole life was his message. And selfless service was his message. So, if you look at Gandhi or Mandela or Mother Teresa or Martin Luther King, you know that this is the best way to lead. Serve to lead. And people will follow you because they love you, not because they fear you. And that is my choice as well.
Thank you, Ane. So true. This is an interesting question, Ane. This is about you and Japa. All right. How can a complicated relationship of two founders of an organization, all right, not break down in 23 years? All right. How did you manage to keep that relationship so real, so truthful over 23 years? Because you and Japa, your relationship is one of our pillars that I always talk about. I'm amazed at how the loyalty remain, how that friendship, that brotherhood, but yet truth prevailed, that neither of you compromise your value system in that relationship. How did it not lead to a point of breaking point?
Who said there are no breaking points? Myriads of breaking points. Myriads of breaking points. All good relationships essentially have to go through that. And it's the breaking points that make us stronger and better. They say that, a knotted rope is 10 times stronger than an unknotted one. So if you take a rope and make knots in it, you break it and knot it, it becomes that much stronger. So in a nutshell, that is exactly what a strong relationship is all about, which is where the concept of confront before conflict comes up. Confront daily. We confront each other all the time. And we can agree to disagree, but that doesn't change anything. Because when we confront each other all the time, our communication with each other is clear. We understand each other. Hence, there's no conflict. So, are there breaking points? Every day. But so what? If you take a look at any relationship, even between husband and wife, the point is always keep truth as the basis, keep your heart open, and agree to disagree. And that makes it even better.
Yes, Ane. But most people, Ane, in networking, I remember this question was asked at one weekon, the fear of losing your people. This is a great fear of networkers, Ane. How does one overcome that fear?
That's the great fear of parents as well, which is why the millennials are having all these problems these days. We are always in fear of losing our kids, and therefore, we bring them up, without the ability to face the world. Now, if you look at the generations past, your mother didn't have that fear, did she, Padma?
No, not at all.
She had absolutely no fear that you would ever walk away from her.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And that is the reason why you are who you are today. So if you're going to bring up networkers who are going to be leaders, who are going to be warriors, who are going to be fighters, then you need to basically take them to the hilt. Did we not do the
No, we haven't done Coach B, and actually that would be a brilliant video to show.
Exactly. Coach B is a brilliant video. So while Chandra sets it up, let me talk to you a little bit about what Coach B is all about. In life, we have Coach A and Coach B. Now, the Coach A is the one who gives you all the support and love and kindness and gives you the bouquets. But Coach B, he's the one who gives you the brickbats. He hits you, he kicks you, he forces you, he pushes you against the wall, only so that you perform even better. Now, ultimately, it's the Coach B's that take us to the top. It is the Coach B's that make us perform beyond our wildest imagination. It is the Coach B that makes us greater than we are. So even the greatest champions in the world, whether it's Roger Federer of the tennis fame, or Tiger Woods, or Lionel Messi, Cristiano Ronaldo, they all have coaches. And despite being the best in the world, they still bend and listen to the coaches. Sachin Tendulkar still had to have a coach. So a coach is required for all of us. And a coach needs to push us hard enough so that we can accomplish great things with our lives. Giving up is not an option, but it takes a great coach to take us all the way. And the best champions in the world had the best coaches in the world. And the best coaches are the toughest ones. So the concept of Coach B is when tough love. Can we actually give enough tough love? Can we have the courage to give tough love? Can we be strong enough to give tough love? And if they were to walk away, so be it. SW. But the really good ones, even if they do walk away, will come back. And those that stay, grow. I am here today because of the Coach B's in my life. And I'm going to show you this other video right now about Coach B. Powerful enough that it's always one of the strongest videos in VCon. And we show it every VCon. Are we ready to go, Padman?
Yes, Anna.
So let me give you Coach B.
So, Coach, how strong is Westview this year?
A lot stronger than we are.
You already written Friday night down as a loss, Brock?
Well, not if I know we could beat them.
Come here, Brock. You too, Jeremy.
What, am I in trouble now?
Not yet. I want to see you do the death crawl again, except I want to see your absolute best.
What, you want me to go to the 30?
I think you can go to the 50.
50? I can go to the 50 if nobody's on my back.
I think you can do it with Jeremy on your back. But even if you can, I want you to promise me you're going to do your best.
All right.
Your best.
Okay.
You going to give me your best?
I'm going to give you my best.
All right, one more thing. I want you to do it blindfolded.
Why?
Because I want you giving up at a certain point when you can go further. Get down. Jeremy, get on his back. I get a good tight hold, Jeremy. All right. Let's go, Brock. Keep your knees off the ground, just your hands and feet. There you go. A little bit left. A little bit left.
I bet he does.
There you go. Show me good effort. That way, Brock. You keep coming. There you go. It's a good start. A little bit left. A little bit left. There you go, Brock. Good strength. That's it, Brock. That's it.
Not the 20 yet.
Forget the 20. You give me your best. You keep going. That's it. No, don't stop, Brock. You got more in you than that.
I ain't done. Just resting a second.
You got to keep moving. Let's keep moving. Let's go. Don't quit till you got nothing left. There you go. Keep moving. Keep moving. Keep moving, Brock. That's it. You keep driving. Keep your knees off the ground. Keep driving it. Your very best. Your very best. Your very best. Keep moving, Brock. That's it. That's it. That's it. Keep going. Don't quit on me. Keep going. Keep driving it. Keep your knees off the ground. That's it. Your very best.
There is only one message. There is only one message that you need to take home. One message that you need to take home. Tomorrow will never come. Tomorrow will never come. So all you have is now. And if this is on your shaving mirror, on your walls everywhere, to the 100 people out there, I'm saying, tomorrow will never come. Do it now. Tomorrow will never come. Do it now. 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 Can I hear you? Do it now. I can't hear you. Do it now. Do it now. Pune, do it now. Casablanca, do it now. Delhi, do it now. Russia, do it now. Hyderabad, do it now. Bangalore, do it now. Mumbai, do it now. Jordan, do it now. Kolkata, do it now. Tanzania, do it now. Sudan, do it now. Pakistan, do it now. Kerala, Ghana, Gujarat, do it now. Pakistan, do it now. Chennai, do it now. Karnataka, do it now. Uganda, do it now. Do it now, people. I can't hear you. I can't hear you. Casablanca.
Unbelievable! WeCon 2021. Dato, Sri, Vijay, Eswaran. WeCon 2021. The one and only our upline. Our warrior, Dato, Sri, Vijay, Eswaran.